was my first project. And I guess because I had that job, I got another job right after graduation. I got a job at Baylor College of Medicine. And I learned how to do mammalian tissue culture. And oh, I forgot. At WashU, I learned how to run proteins out on gels and then stain the gels with basically either silver stain or antibodies or various stains. So what you get is, you know, a bunch of spots on the gel, and you were trying to pick out your protein amongst all the other proteins that were represented by those spots. And so that was my main 2 techniques I learned then. But so going to Baylor, I learned a couple more. I learned mammalian tissue culture, which is how to use antiseptic technique to maintain and propagate and take care of and grow cells that are from mammals that are isolated in tissue culture. So you're just growing these cells, and they divide all the time. And what we were studying senescence, which is aging, and so you had to just let these cells grow and grow and grow and divide, and you'd have to count them a certain particular way to, you know, keep very close track of how many cells you had and how many times the various cells had divided. And, you know, it was very intricate. And so in terms of like learning cell culture, wow, that was the introduction, because that really set me up for a long time. That cell culture was my main my main go-to technique. Also, I learned how to run Western blots. And Western blots are basically the same type of proteins, gels that I'd run at WashU, but only this time, instead of labeling all of the proteins with a silver stain or something like that, that's non-specific, what I did was I targeted the protein with an antibody that was specific for that protein. And then the antibody had a certain, you know, it can have any kind of tag, you know, a radioactive tag or a color tag on the antibody. But if the antibody binds to the protein, then it leaves a little mark on the gel. And you can identify proteins based on size, because again, these techniques separate out proteins based on how large they are. And so if you know a couple of things about a protein, how am I going to go, Lincoln Tunnel, how am I going to do this? I think I have to go left and curve around. So don't let me forget where I was. I find that leaving your blinker on for a very long time helps you get around. Yes, I'm in the right lane. I think, nope, one more. Blinker, blinker, blinker. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm happy to be in this lane. Let's see the gas. Everything's great. Full tank of gas. Low temperature. Okay, green light. Keep going. There's a lot of traffic. I didn't get going until like after 9, obviously. So it would have been lovely to get out earlier, but was not ready. Yeah, so I learned cell culture techniques and Western blots at Baylor. And my next job was at Texas A&M Institute of Bioscience and Technology, which was actually in Houston, Texas, just down the road. Because the Houston Medical Center is huge, you know. And it just is a coincidence, really, that I was born in Houston and my major course of study was biomedical science, because it was kind of convenient to get to, I went away to college, but I got to go home for graduate school. But this is even before I went to graduate school. This is when I was kind of like applying. And so I got another job at Texas A&M Institute column work. So what I learned at Texas A&M Institute of Bioscience and Technology was really sophisticated column work, like FPLC, HPLC, that kind of thing, high pressure liquid chromatography or fast liquid chromatography. Basically these columns that would be filled with these gels, and you would attach various things to the gels. So you would have an antibody that was specific for a protein that you wanted to study, and you would, link it up to the resin, which made up the little beads in the gel, and then you would pour your protein sample in the top, and based on where the protein came out that you were looking for, you could identify the protein, etc., etc., etc. It was fancier techniques, and I got a lot more practice running Western blots. But both of those jobs are pretty temporary. Okay, here we are near the Lincoln Tunnel. I know you have to loop around somehow to get there. I don't see a sign for Lincoln Tunnel. Did I make the wrong turn? No. I'm 42nd Street. This is pretty cool. Cop in front of me turning around. So I guess we're near some kind of police station. I still don't see any sign that says Lincoln Tunnel, but I'm still looking. I might have to turn around. I might have made a wrong turn. I don't want to be going this direction. I don't think. So again, when I have to think about it, I stop talking. How to get to the Lincoln Tunnel. It appears that I'm going the wrong direction by my liking, but there might be some turnoff up there. I guess I could holler at a cop. Hey, how do you get to the Lincoln Tunnel? Excuse me, sir. Am I heading the right way to the Lincoln Tunnel? No. How do I get turned around? Thank you. So he made his arm in a big circle. So that's what I'm gonna do. Big circle. Yeah, driving in New York traffic. Yeah, driving a stick in New York traffic is kind of annoying because it's stop and start, stop and start. So then I got into graduate school. And in graduate school, I did a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, I couldn't make up my mind. I did 4 different internships with different professors, and finally chose the 4th one. And these are, 10 weeks of full-time duty. I also smoke, just in case you'll be disappointed later. Need to get me a lighter. Concentrating on traffic. Oh my God. Okay. I was scared, but confident. Now, I wonder if I can... I think I'll go down a few blocks and take a left, because 43rd. I'll go just in case. I'll go 43rd. Or maybe to 47th. Just to give myself enough time to loop around if I have to. All this is taking place in Houston, Texas, you know. I got some mixed feelings about Houston. Yeah, it's the town of my birth. Yeah, a lot of my family lives there. But what's come out of Houston for a long time has been unpalatable to me. You know, their support of George W. Bush was really unconscionable. I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn left. Well, yes, it looks like I can turn left on 47th Street. You know, what's come out of Houston has been terrible. And I can't support it. And the people that, you know, I joke, oh, I don't hate Houston except for the people that live there. And I don't actually hate them. It's just like, I love them. They're my friends and family, you know. But their views are awful. Their views are just wicked. And, you know, I'm a very left liberal. And it was I got tired of being out of place in Houston. But, you know, my plans were never to be in Houston and to stay in Houston forever. No. But it just so happened that my hometown had the Texas Medical Center there. And so I had some really good years. Those were some excellent years from my perspective. Now I'm going to look. I didn't go far enough. That guy's gonna hate me. Lincoln Tunnel, keep left. Lincoln Tunnel, keep left. Okay, I will. I will keep left. Because I would like to go to the tunnel. Lincoln Tunnel, keep left. Okay. No one behind me. Left, left, left. Lincoln Tunnel, keep left. Lincoln Tunnel, keep left. Is this the Lincoln Tunnel? No. Ah, up there. I see it. Lincoln Tunnel, keep left. We're right by the Michael J. Quill Bus Depot. What's an honor? You don't have to pay to get out, which I think is funny. You don't have to pay to get out of New York City. You have to pay to come in. What does that say? Oh, this is such a great place. You got to pay to be here, but you can leave for free. The arrogance. I don't know. Too many tolls. My God. There are far too many tolls in this part of the country, but also creeping out to where I lived.